East Coast versus West Coast. It's one of the greatest rivalries in America. To the music, fashion, and food, they've always been at war. But sports, that's where things get real. And nowhere is that rivalry more alive than on a baseball field, where the energy, the fans, and even the stadiums feel like two different worlds. But I've always wondered, which coast actually does baseball the best? To find out, I'm going to both the game on the East Coast and West Coast to see which experience is better. Starting with the West Coast. We're here in LA to watch the Los Angeles Dodgers take on the San Diego Padres at one of the most iconic ballparks in America, Dodger Stadium. From the palm trees to the LA skyline, you could feel the West Coast vibe. Which is important because I'll be rating both the West and East Coast baseball experiences off of 4 things: the fans and atmosphere, the ticket value, the food, and finally, the overall vibe. Oh, and I almost forgot. I'm not doing this alone. This is my best friend, Sanzio. He's gonna be coming along with me to celebrate both experiences to make sure I cover everything. Now, before Sanzio and I headed inside, I wanted to talk to some fans to see why they think the West Coast is better than the East Coast.
Because the Dodgers was in New York, then they came out here because the East was weak. The West is the best.
Oh, the music, the culture, the lifestyle, the weather.
Why is that even a question?
Because, more baddies over here, There's better athletes, all around.
Everything's just better in the West Coast, man.
Well, we were about to find out if that everything included baseball. So as we headed inside the stadium and made our way to our seats, the vibe just hit different. I can't really describe it. It's something I've never experienced before. The palm trees in the background, sun setting, it was kind of unreal. And honestly, our seats didn't disappoint either. Okay, overall, what do you think of the seats?
I really like them. I mean, we have nobody in front of us. That's a big plus.
With that said, the price wasn't that great. For nearly $70, the seats weren't anything fancy, just basic plastic. But like Sanzio said,
I've definitely seen worse.
With all these things in mind, I had to give the ticket value at Dodger Stadium a 7 out of 10. As the game moved forward, the Padres ended up scoring first.
It's a fly ball to left center field. This is deep as well. Kim going back at the wall. It is gone!
But that didn't stop the fans from getting involved. They began starting chants.
Fans are getting let's go Dodgers chants.
And were even kind enough to show some love to the Padres players. Once the 3rd inning came to a close, Sanzio and I thought it would be a good time to go check out the food at Dodger Stadium. So we headed over to Fanfare to grab the legendary Dodger Dog. And of course, we had to get the soft serve ice cream served in a baseball helmet. Food review time, we're at the Dodger Stadium. We got the famous Dodger Dog, and of course, we're at a baseball game. We gotta get ice cream in a baseball hat. Ice cream just tastes better out of one of these plastic baseball hats. The ice cream's already melting, so we're gonna go ice cream before the actual food. Out of the baseball cap makes it way better. Ice cream solid.
Come on now. I'm telling you, the baseball cap at a game, if any of you have had it, you know.
No ketchup, no mustard, a plain Dodger Dog. We're gonna see if the dog is actually good. Cheers, here we go, Dodger Dog. The fans are cheering because the Dodger Dog is so good. People weren't lying, this thing's actually really good.
Carson, no condiments. Looks like we're raw dog in the Dodger Dog. It's about as good as a no condiment hot dog can be.
Food's pretty good. The cost for both of these was about $20, which honestly isn't bad compared to other stadiums I've went to. I'm gonna have to give the food an 8 out of 10. Now, after my very controversial food review, I decided to take a solo lap around the stadium to check everything out. And let me tell you, there is something going on in every corner of this place. A beachy hangout spot in center field, a full-on family fun zone literally cut out into the outfield, and restaurants packed all around the stadium. The overall vibe of this place is just unreal. Unreal. I never knew a baseball stadium could have this many things going on at once and still feel like a ballpark. So for that, I'm gonna give the overall vibe a 9.5. After exploring the stadium for nearly 4 innings, I found myself back in the center field turf singing "Take Me Out to the Ball Game" with Sanzio. Nothing could ruin our vibe. Oh, yeah. Wow, look at his face. Wild, dude. But while I was soaking it all in, things were falling apart for Dodgers fans. With the Padres tacking on a few more runs and jumping out to a 5-0 lead, fans started heading for the exits, and the stadium cleared out fast. But just when I thought the game was pretty much over, the unthinkable happened.
That's it. 93. Now a little shove from Roberts to Schilt. The manager started, and now the players are involved too.
We missed the fight. We were down by the concourse. We missed an entire fight. No, dude. This kind of amps up the experience. This game was 5-0. Nothing was happening. And then there was a huge fight. Fans are chanting. After the fight, things finally settled down. And despite a late push from the Dodgers, the Padres held on to win it 5-3. But I gotta give credit where it's due. Even with half the stadium empty, the fans that stuck around did bring the energy, especially when that fight broke out. But with that said, so many people left early. The overall atmosphere did feel a little flat. I mean, the Dodgers didn't really give them much to cheer about, but with all things considered, I'm gonna have to give the fans and atmosphere a 5.5, giving the West Coast baseball experience a final score of 30 out of 40. Now let's switch gears and see how the East Coast baseball experience compares. Welcome to New York, home of the 27-time World Series champions, the New York Yankees. Now as a Red Sox fan, this one hurts a little bit, but we aren't gonna be biased. Tonight, the Yanks are taking on the Oakland A's, and we're here to see if the East Coast is actually the best coast. Now let's go see if some fans agree. Why is the East Coast better than the West Coast?
I have no clue.
Better fans, more electric. Nothing beats the bleacher creatures.
West Coast is way worse traffic.
Bagels and pizza.
The food and the woman.
I mean, the East Coast has New York. I know everybody says that LA is kind of like, you know, whatever, but nothing compares to New York City, no way.
I don't think the West Coast has 27 World Series in general.
I'm not a big West Coast guy when it comes to sports, you know. Go Yankees.
After hearing from the Yankee faithful, it was now time to head inside and see what Yankee Stadium was all about. And as a Red Sox fan, I didn't want to like this place, but it kind of forces you to. It's got that East Coast edge. Loud, proud, and packed with history. I hate to say it, but this is actually kind of cool.
Gotta give props to props.
Once we admitted Yankee Stadium wasn't half bad, we made our way to our seats, with our Red Sox egos slightly bruised. Alright, our seats are actually really good. I'm gonna be honest. They're plastic seats as well, so I can't give them credit for that. But what I can give them credit for is that we had an aisle seat right next to the stairs. Every chair came with a cup holder, and not to mention, these tickets were $20 cheaper than the Dodgers game. I understand it's a different matchup. They're not playing like a rival. It's not like they're playing the Red Sox or because the Dodgers were playing like big rival. This may have been the reason why the tickets were cheaper. But even still, with all things in mind, I'm gonna give the ticket value at Yankee Stadium an 8.5 out of 10. As the game got underway, we got to witness one of the most iconic Yankee Stadium traditions, the roll call. Not long after, the Yankees took a 1-0 lead off a solo shot by Jazz Chisholm.
Right field. Ball went back. Did he get enough? You bet. It's gone.
And yeah, the fans were definitely into it after that. That energy didn't stop either, as the Yanks jumped out to a 3-0 lead to end the 4th inning. With 4 innings in the books, Sanzio and I thought it'd be a good time to grab some food here at Yankee Stadium. But little did we know, we were basically about to miss the rest of the game. Let me explain. You see, when we do these food reviews, I like to get the same thing at each stadium. So for this instance, we were looking for a hot dog and an ice cream helmet. Simple enough, right? Well, it turns out everyone else was too. The lines were outrageous, and it wasn't just on one level. It was on every single level of the stadium. And even when we thought we found a reasonable line for ice cream, once we got to the front, they told us the ice cream machine was broken. So eventually, Sanzio and I split up. He went to search for the ice cream helmet, and I went on the hunt for a hot dog. Just trying to get food. Sanzio went somewhere else. We've looked all over the stadium for lines that have been shorter, dude. This is actually outrageous. After what felt like a stadium-wide scavenger hunt, I finally got the hot dog, but there wasn't a single reasonable line for ice cream anywhere. So for dessert, we settled for sushi. Bag secured, what are we thinking?
It's either going to be the best thing I've ever tasted or it's going to give me food poisoning. There's no in between.
And with the game already entering the 9th inning, we had no time to waste on this food review. This has been the most bonded experience getting food. We're literally eating on a trash can right now. We're going no condiments on this one too. We gotta see if they're good. So we're gonna take a bite out of the side, we'll give it a shot. The bun, like about the exact same. But the dog does taste different. It's juicier and it actually tastes better. Call me crazy, this dog is better than the Dodger dog.
Once again, we have a fair glizzy because Carson's off condiments and wanted to make it fair, so.
Tell me that's not better.
Okay. I was trolling him behind the camera when he was making faces, but yeah, the bun's the same, but the actual dog itself, mad juicy.
Yo, what did I say, bro? I told
He
you.
wasn't lying.
I'm not a sushi connoisseur, but we're gonna give it a shot. I got a fork. I don't know how to use chopsticks. This is probably the second time I've ever had sushi, so it was basically just gonna be based off if I liked it or not. This is actually really good. Call me crazy. I'd get this again, dude. I'm actually gonna go in for another one because it actually was pretty good.
If I could pick this up, it'll be a moral victory. All right.
Okay.
I will not be going in for a second bite. This is not a sushi guy. Let's figure that right now. Hard 5.
With Sans giving the sushi a hard 5, it was now time for the overall food rating. And honestly, the food itself wasn't bad at all. But the experience getting it, that was a different story. So because of that, I'm gonna give the food at Yankee Stadium a very generous 6. Once we finished up our food, we watched the end of the game from the bleachers, and the vibe here was pretty sick. The Yankees ended up winning 3-0, and the fans and atmosphere was pretty electric. Especially when they started singing New York, New York. Even though we only got to see about half of the game, I've got to give the fans and atmosphere an 8. You can't deny how passionate these fans are. Meaning it all comes down to this final rating. And with a full-on fireworks show after the game, that for sure might help with the overall vibe. Okay, this might get them points, bro. This fireworks show was insane, and the vibes were off the charts. But making sure I take everything into account, I'm gonna have to give the overall vibe at Yankee Stadium an 8 out of 10. Giving the East Coast baseball experience a final score of 30.5 out of 40. Red Sox still on the East though. Thanks for watching, guys. YouTube thinks you like this video. And always remember, Red Sox on top.